What do these tornadoes on the screen all have in common? Yup, that's right. All of them took place during the daytime. But imagine that you're just trying to get some beauty sleep, and then, bam, tornado. At least with a tornado like this, you can be like, oh, it's right there. But if it's nighttime, you're cooked. And that is exactly what happened on May 27th, 2019 in Dayton, Ohio. It was Memorial Day 2019, and the sun was shining in the sky. And the citizens of Dayton, Ohio enjoyed their time off doing whatever it is they wanted to do on Memorial Day. But at nighttime, all the fun and games came to a screeching halt when a tornado touched down in the Dayton suburb of Brookville at 10:41 p.m. that night. It started off as an EF0 and knocked over a couple trees, but the tornado then quickly intensified into an EF2. This caused the exterior walls of many buildings to be ripped out, and Brookville High School sustained roof damage due to the tornado's high wind speed. The tornado then moved into the Trotwood suburb and was upgraded to an EF3. Again, a bunch of houses sustained roof damage because this tornado just didn't care. I mean, as of right now, this tornado took place over 5 years ago, and articles are still coming out about it years later. Pictured on the screen right now is the Hara Arena, which was home to multiple professional sports teams in Ohio. Keyword was, because just like pretty much every other house and building that was in this tornado's path, there was immense damage to its roof. $7.5 million of damage in total. And eventually the county decided to just demolish it. At this point, the tornado began to move into the Dayton city limits, and at 10:57 p.m. a tornado emergency was issued for Montgomery County. And this is when the majority of the damage happened. The tornado proceeded to demolish several restaurants, small businesses, a tobacco shop. 154 cars were completely totaled at the Evans Arena car dealership. And then right after this, the tornado intensified into an EF4, and along with it produced its most damaging winds, specifically along the Stillwater River, where only the stubs of the largest branches were left on the nearby trees, which is a direct indicator of EF4 damage. Luckily after this, the tornado weakened to an EF3, so at least that's progress. It then moved into the Harrison Township, where churches, hotels, gas stations, industrial buildings were leveled. One notable building that unfortunately suffered damage from this tornado was Grafton Kennedy Elementary School. It got its roof torn off. You know, that's kind of been a recurring theme with this tornado. Another key building that suffered damage was the Frito-Lay distribution warehouse. But one piece of good news is that as the tornado continued southeast, destroying several homes in its path, of course, it missed the Dayton Children's Hospital. Let's go. Afterwards, the storm began to wind down to an EF2, EF1 rating. The tornado then crossed over the Mad River, where multiple other warehouses received EF2 damage. Then it moved out of the Dayton city limits and weakened a little bit more. Moving into the town of Riverside, the tornado wasn't done just yet, as it tore off the roofing of the Colonial Village apartments, and then just west of the border between Montgomery County and Greene County, the tornado finally dissipated. All in all, this tornado was on the ground for 32 minutes. It traveled a little over 18 miles and caused roughly $500 million in damages. And despite me throughout this video going on and on about all these different buildings and structures that had their roofs torn off, there were no direct casualties from this tornado, which is crazy. I mean, come on, for an EF4 tornado that happened at 10:41 p.m. when it's pitch black outside, I mean, come on, that's pretty impressive. There was one elderly woman who passed away around 4 months later in September 2019 from injuries suffered by taking shelter from the tornado, but that was really the only instance of a casualty from this weather event. And likely the main reason for this is that the local weather service, of course, did their job perfectly. They issued a tornado warning for Dayton 20 minutes before it even entered the city, which of course gave the residents time to shelter in place. Roughly 200 businesses and 3,000 homes were damaged. So while these homes were being rebuilt, many residents had to find temporary shelter. In some buildings, like the Foxton Court Apartments and the Hara Arena mentioned earlier in the video, were so badly damaged that the locals decided to just demolish them. Joyce Hines, a resident of North Dayton who was interviewed long after the tornado happened, said, "It took out our grocery store. We only had one grocery store here in North Dayton. It took it out, and we still don't have it. They've never rebuilt." But in the end, several homes and apartments were eventually reconstructed. And even though Dayton has pretty much entirely recovered from this tornado that happened several years ago, many locals will never forget about this destructive weather event that left many parts of the city in ruins on May 27th, 2019. If you'd like to learn about Australia's tornado alleys, click this video right here. If you want to learn about Germany's tornado alley, click this video right here. Comment down below what videos you want to see from me in the future, and also subscribe to the channel. Have a great day, everyone. Peace.